everybody, this is VisitJoan, and I wasn't planning on doing this voiceover today, but life happens, and by life happens, I mean the Sims team decided that the next update is going to be released on October 3rd, and today is October 1st. So, as I do before every update, I had to go and put all of my builds on the gallery, and so instead of what I was planning on doing today, I decided I was just going to go ahead and get that done, so I don't have, it just hanging over my head like that tomorrow. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and finish this because, then I had 2 rooms left and then I could just throw it up on the gallery. However, that means I have to do what I was planning to do tomorrow, because that requires pose player, and I have a bunch of poses saved up because I have them waiting in my mods folder for when I need them, and of course before the update, I got to clear out the mods folder. So that way I can basically use them what I need to use them for, and then put them all back in their respective folders, and then I don't have to worry about screwing around trying to figure out, okay, what poses was I going to use, which ones, no. So, quick change of plans, but that's how this world works. Today I am building like a little bunker house in Strangerville. You know that one lot where it's like a trailer where I actually put a little trailer home for my Sim self in the Let's Play? Well, unfortunately, I don't have the file for that anymore because, well, you guys who have been following me for a while now know that in March my computer just quit, just said I'm done, and I couldn't get the files off of it. So I had the trailer park lot empty, and I decided, what if I could actually make like a family home and just stick all the other bedrooms underground? So that's how it pretty much became this idea of like, it looks like a regular trailer home. Well, a trailer loft, because I guess a trailer home would not have 2 stories. But, and when you go inside, it just looks like just a tiny home. But really, in the kitchen, there's this little secret doorway which houses all the cookbooks. And when you move the right book, it actually lets you have access to the actual house underground. And that is because the couple who lives here is like paranoid. So when I was building this house, I was actually doing a lot of experimentation. I don't remember how I got at this conclusion, but I decided that the little window stained glass thing would look perfect, and so I kind of decided to make it like a little loft in of its own, where the kids can climb up. There's a little ladder there. Of course, it's not functional because it's shelves, but the whole thing isn't functional. It's just for looks. So anyway, you guys. But I did have a kind of a big problem because, I worked on this lot for a while, and then I took a day off of doing this lot, and then I came back the next day, and for some reason there was a whole lot of stuff that was missing. The window that I just talked about was missing. The desk upstairs was missing. There was stuff I put under the stairs which was missing, and I don't know, just random stuff just seemed to be gone, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I had to save it to the library again and again, and, I don't think I put the final version of this. I didn't, redo it for the video, but when you get to the screenshots, I probably will have it. I don't have the screenshots yet because I have to get some other recordings done. But that was just really extremely frustrating. It's like, wait, what the heck is going on? It was like, wait a minute, why are these pillows just sitting outside the house like that? Oh, because the window's gone. I don't know, you guys. But anyway, I'm really proud of the way this turned out because I really took my time with the exterior and putting all the window boxes in there and just making it look good. If you look at my old houses, you will see that they're just not all that good. They don't look realistic. They don't look like they belong in The Sims. They just look like somebody just did it halfway. You know what I mean? As for the family that lives in this house, like I said, the parents are paranoid, and they have a teenage boy and a toddler girl, because I haven't actually done that family dynamic yet. And I was debating whether or not to put more family members in this house and to have more bedrooms on a second basement level, but I decided not to. In the end, I just figured 2 kids was enough. Because, I did kind of have the idea that it would be like Mary Poppins' magic bag, and you're wondering, okay, how the frick is she pulling out coat hangers, coat stands out of this bag? How are you fitting all of these kids in this house? What is going on? But I also figured, you know what, I'm going to let them have a dog, because You know the saying, the bigger the house? No, that's not the saying. Oh my goodness. It's the older the house, the larger the dog. And that's because, like old houses don't have that much security with them. And so they kind of need a dog for protection. Like it's that kind of idea because these people are paranoid. So they have like a dog with them to kind of protect them. That's what I was seeing was going on. And like a dog, it does not need that much stuff. It just needs a food bowl, maybe a couple of toys. I can always buy them later. I didn't put them in at this point. But when I was furnishing, the trailer part of this house, I just really wanted it to look like pretty simple. Like maybe, the toddler sleeps in the loft with the parents, maybe not in the same bed, because then I'm going to have a bunch of people commenting about how that's not safe and all that wonderful stuff, and I don't need to deal with that right now. But maybe the boy sleeps on the couch or something, that's believable, but I just kind of wanted to go for like the facade that it's really just, that's all it is it's a trailer house and they don't have very much money. But when you get to the actual house, you can see that it actually has like a full kitchen, not this half-baked kitchen that I got going here. And it has a full living room and a full dining room and all this other stuff that's going on. And the parents can just sleep in the loft. I did not give them their own bedroom just because the loft was already there. And I just figured, why have an extra bedroom if you already have a bed in the house? And maybe that doesn't make as much sense with the parents being like completely paranoid. But maybe they, if they were like in their little bunker, maybe they couldn't hear if some creepo started like breaking in the house or something. So maybe they just wanted to be, on the upper level just to make sure that everything is all right and things are fine and, that kind of idea. And yes, I kind of did do things out of order in this build because normally what I do is I basically build the structure of the house and then I do the landscaping. But I actually furnished this first just because I was really excited to actually furnish like the loft and the little pretend kitchen and all the areas. So I did the landscaping after that, and as you can see, I did cut some of it out just for time because it was just so repetitive and all this other stuff. But I also got like, okay, I'm not going to do that because I hate it when people do that. I keep saying I don't like it when people do that, and then I find myself doing it anyway. It's like, what is going on? I am losing my mind apparently, but what else is new? And I did kind of have a little problem with the bathrooms, and I just did I put a bathroom on the lower level? I don't even remember, but the bathroom on the whatchamacallit, the ground floor, there we go. I actually was trying to basically like manipulate it, and I ended up having to pull the loft further out, so it doesn't really look exactly like a tiny home, but you guys get the point. And I'm kind of using this as a little refresher too, because I kind of don't remember exactly what was deleted randomly and what wasn't. So, when I go to the screenshots, I can put all of that stuff in, and I don't have to worry about it, on camera. But anyway, now we are doing the actual house part, and I was just trying to decide, at this point, where was I going to put the bedrooms? Was I going to give the parents their own bedrooms? And like I said before, I decided not to. But for a while, I was actually going back and forth on the ages of the children because, I put the little puzzle rug, which you'll see in a minute. Oh, wait, nope, you're seeing it right now. On the, whatchamacallit, the girls' room. And I just figured, at one point that she would be a toddler and the boy could be a child, excuse me. But then I realized, what, I'm just gonna make the boy a teen because I need more teen boys in my game. Like, seriously, there's like not enough of them compared to teen girls. So, anyway, I gave the kitchen like a yellow wallpaper, oh my goodness, that's orange. Joan, that's orange. See, I already got left and right confused once when I was messing with Post Player today. So, yeah, okay. No, Joan, that's orange. So I had, the orange wallpaper in the kitchen because, when I was little, my kitchen had orange wallpaper and my parents hated it. But to me, that was just what a kitchen looked like because that's what I grew up with, So I kind of put that in there as a little homage to that. Wow, this video is only like half done and I don't really know what I'm going to say for the rest of it. I mean, I don't have like, 18 minutes of stuff to say about this thing, but I'm going to try anyway, so we'll just see how that goes. But, okay, what else? I'm just pretty much using today to get everything out of the way of all the poses I was going to use at some point just to prepare for the update because, I just gotta empty out that mods folder. And, normally custom content doesn't bug with, I don't even know. Custom content isn't really a problem, so I normally just leave that in. But, I still gotta back up all my files. I'll probably do that at like 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I still gotta get rid of like the poses in my mods folder and, stuff like that. That's the only mods I ever use. I don't even count the red shelf as a mod because it's really just a piece of custom content furniture. There's like, the only mods I really use are post player, and that's for like photos and videos and stuff like that. It's not. I know there are other mods, but I just don't see the point. There's slice of life, but what does that add? Like menstrual cycles? Yeah, I already have to deal with that in real life. I don't want to be dealing with that in The Sims, okay? Like, no. And then there's custom content. And, I understand why people have, like, custom content hair and custom content clothing and, like, furniture. But there's, like, some stuff out there, like skin tones and eyelashes that I really just don't see the point of. The stuff that comes with the game is fine. It looks good. Why? To me, it's just like adding extra clutter to your mods folder that you then have to go through for like no reason, and then your game has to go through it for like no reason. And I used to have like a ton of CC in my Sims 2 back in the day, and the game was just so slow. And I'm like, you know what? It just isn't worth it. And then there's, the furniture and the hairs and the clothing that it was meant to look more realistic, but it just sticks out, and it feels like it doesn't belong in this game. It's like, what is it doing here? This is like ridiculous looking. Well, not ridiculous looking. It just doesn't fit, and I just don't like that personally. I know a lot of people do, but for me, it's just not something I really want in my games, so I don't get it. It's not like there's, clothing and hairs that came with the game that I don't like. It's just, other than like one specific circumstance, I just don't see the need for custom content. But I guess I did find something to talk about. Okay. But anyway, moving on to the living room, I kind of decided to make the walls a bright color, and then with the furniture, I just decided to go with white because I haven't really done that. It's just, usually there's like, I make the furniture like a similar color palette or similar versions of the color, or I know there's like white walls and the furniture has the color. I just don't like that. I live in a house like that. I just don't like that in the game. But I decided, why don't I just make the furniture white just to have it like pop out and stuff. And, I think it really worked with this house. And that's another thing, somebody actually tweeted like a couple days ago asking if they were the only ones that didn't like clutter in their Sims houses. Like, they're like, I understand like a plant here and there, but I just feel like all these knickknacks is just like, no. And I was thinking, back when my builds were just kind of bad and they didn't, and I was just wondering, how does everybody else make their builds look so good and so cool and so like actual houses and mine don't? And I think part of that was actual clutter. It's like, to me, if a house doesn't have at least some knickknacks, it really just looks like unfinished, rushed. Like someone just okay, I'm not going to swear, but you guys know what I mean. Like someone just, did a half job and just like, okay, it's done, and just threw it together. That's really what it looks like to me. It just looks empty, and because who has a house like that? I know there's stuff lying all over the place in my house. So, it's just, there's nothing really wrong with not liking clutter. If you don't like clutter, then don't put it in your house. That's the beauty of The Sims. If you don't like something, you don't use it. But, to me, it's just like, that's learning to clutter like that and how to put different stuff in, to make it look good and appealing is really what turned me from a crummy builder into an actual decent builder that people like the builds of. So, okay, so basically when I was doing the boys' room, I was kind of, I kind of really struggle with boys' rooms because, if it's a girl room, there's a lot of girly stuff, and I know, we're doing stereotypes here, but it just, is easy to do a room for a girl, and even, I guess I know what girls' rooms I like because I am a girl, but, with boys' rooms, it's like, what do I do? It's like, there's like sports, games, and what else is there? There's not much in there. But, as I was decorating this room, I was kind of trying to figure out, what he liked to do. And I'm like, maybe he does like music. Maybe I kind of figured I had a lot of like model sets in here. So I kind of figured maybe he likes making models, like model trains and model cars and other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think that's a good idea. So that's what I kind of came up with for him. But there's like no one way I build. I mean, sometimes I start with an idea of, what I want to do. And sometimes I just make it up as I go along. And this is definitely one of those times. And I did end up using things I've never really used before, like the hamper. I was originally going to put laundry in this house, and then I just didn't have room. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I also put the, those statue things that they have at the doctor's office that shows, the anatomy of the body? I put one of those in there because, I actually have one of those growing up. So I figured that he would too. And that would be kind of just a cool thing to display on the shelf, like, from when he was a kid. And I figured, maybe he was in scouting as a kid, so that's why he has a scouting trophy. And I almost said badge. Like, no, you don't get the badges from build mode, you get them from gameplay. But it's just stuff like that really brings out the personality of these Sims you're creating, even though you haven't really created them yet. Because, I do the builds before I put Sims in them, because then I get access to every single object in buy mode. And that really just, it does a lot for me, I can put stuff there that I normally wouldn't, like the CDs and the, what else? I don't even know, but, I know there are cheats, but I really don't want to type in all of those words. Anyway, we are on to the final room of the house. This is the girl's room. And I kind of made it like a little, her room / playroom. And I realized I put another dollhouse in there, and I didn't need to do that because I put one on the first floor. But I kind of figured when I was doing a room that she probably got a lot of hand-me-downs from her brother. So that's why there are a lot of more toys that you would think would be more centered for boys. But you know what? A toy's a toy. Girls can play with trucks, boys can play with dolls. I'm not gonna judge. Anyway, we are coming to the end of this build, so I'm going to leave it off right here. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and a comment on this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate you considering to do so. Anyway, you guys, you can follow me on social media if you want to see behind the scenes, fun facts, just snippets of everyday life, things like that. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at VisitJoan. And if you want to catch up with me on anything Sims related or have inside info about the channel, follow me on Twitter at VisitJoan Videos. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. Bye, everybody!